Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. It's Friday night basketball. It'll be the Phoenix Suns facing off against Dwight Howard and the Los Angeles Lakers. And that's it for us in the studio. To call all the action, let's go out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'll see you again at halftime.
Everyone is in their seats here at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles as the Los Angeles Lakers look to grab a win on the home floor. And just a single game trip away from Phoenix here for the Suns. It's been a tremendous beginning to the new season. They are now 5-1.
Looking at the Suns, they've made a lot of progress compared to where they were last year at this time.
Yeah, and I didn't really see it coming, Clark. I don't know how many people really did, but give them credit. I mean, they've worked hard, they've established an identity as a team, and they've had some success.
All right, presented by State Farm, let's take a look at Phoenix's starting five. Beasley in score. They're the forwards. Dragic is out there with Arenas, and it's Gortat in at the 5 down low. And for the Lakers, and in the backcourt, it's Nash and Kobe. The incredible post duo of Powell and Dwight together inside. And it's Jamison in at the small forward. Here's Dragic. Beasley outside. He feeds it to Dragic. Lets it go with a 3. The rebound by Kobe Bryant.
You know, the last time the Suns were able to finish atop the division was back in 2007. Since then, they've managed to make the playoffs and be in the hunt more often than not. But that division title hasn't been for them. And for a point guard, you love LUV. That finish. Wow.
Yeah, he's really been able to get off his feet and sky. Something to watch.
Incredible athleticism, both laterally and vertically.
Going back to Phoenix and the division they play in, the Pacific Division, it really isn't because how they play against their teams. They're 9-5 against the rest of the division, Steve, last year.
Yeah, they've done a nice job over the years within the division. Although the Pacific is now getting tougher with the emergence of the Clippers. I think Golden State is on the rise. Sacramento added Thomas Robinson in the draft. So things will not get any easier for the Phoenix Suns.
Nash kicks to Jamison. Lakers working the ball around now. Nash against Arenas. Back to Jamison. Shoots over Gortat. And Antoine Jamison, the bucket on the assist by Nash. For the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against the Bulls.
As a team in that game, they shot the ball incredibly well. And that was the #1 reason they came out on top.
And it was no fluke. I mean, they were as in sync as you could hope for, really working hard and creating quality shots, and they did it time and time again.
Well, when you talk about Dwight Howard, the first thing that comes to mind is that dominant interior presence. Defensively, he can do it all with his tremendous strength and athleticism. And offensively, he's made steady progress to the point where he's a 20-point-a-game scorer, big-time player.
Beasley, Jamison covering. Dragic kicks it over to Arenas. This one for 3. That's it, coming off an assist from Dragic. 6 points for Gilbert Arenas.
Boy, that is just good stuff for him. Nice touch.
Dishes it to Gasol. He's covered by Arenas. Shoots it. Here's Jamison. And easy 2 points on the layup. Jamison's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, you're not going to get a more high-quality look than that. Terrific offensive rebound there.
Dragic the pass to Arenas. Gortat dishes to Arenas. 3-pointers off the mark. And you look at the way Dwight Howard overshadows the center position in the NBA right now, and you could argue he's one of the all-time great centers in the league. Clark, do you think from his perspective that's a good thing?
I'm not necessarily sure. You got to be careful how much praise you heap on young players. Everybody handles it differently. I think you're better served to earn it over time before people start making proclamations about the great this, the great that. I think you'd love to see more great centers or outstanding centers emerge who could stand toe-to-toe with Dwight and really challenge him to continue to push himself to be the best.
You could see that dunk coming a mile away. Anytime he gets in that close to the bucket, it's all over.
And the replay, of course, presented by Sprite. What a play. In low to Scola. The feed to Dragic from downtown. That one goes. Count it.
And I'll tell you what, they might want to pay a little more attention to him defensively than they did on that last trip. Well, there's some very popular destinations for free agents around the league. Chicago, New York, Miami. But for me, the Lakers are still the premier market for players. You know, big city, a history of winning with the Laker organization, and fantastic weather, of course.
The Lakers in the lead. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And the opponent's shooting percentage is what stood out to me in that game. You can't give up so many easy looks and expect to win.
Yeah, it was an emotionless performance. That's the way I describe it. I mean, they basically laid down, rolled over defensively.
Some changes for the Lakers. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Howard. World Peace comes in for Pau Gasol. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Antoine Jamison. Try, good. And Steve, to follow up on your point, the whole aspect of Hollywood has always been a big lure for the Lakers as far as recruiting Clark free agents.
We've seen it over the years with all the big names they've gotten assigned in free agency. No doubt about it, the Lakers are still one of those destination teams for a lot of players in the league.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Jordan Hill. Here's Brown. Rejected by Kobe. Now here comes Nash, leading the break. Barnes. Some solid defense from Brown. They can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, they need to play it smart. Make sure you get a good shot first, and then maybe a second possession.
Lakers have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Kobe goes in, drains the J off the nimble drop step. Kobe's got 7.
Another nice move from a player we've basically come to expect nothing less from.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Kicks it to Morris. He passes to Fry. Shot clock at 5. Telfair from past the arc. That's good. Telfair's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Nash drives in. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Kobe's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Love the finish there. Not much defense, though.
Here's Brown. Hits it.
And he barely beats the clock with that 3.
Steve, that's a great way to end the quarter.
Tie game in Los Angeles.
Tune in this Saturday.
It's amazing.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
And that first quarter was all about pace, guys, because this club really got out into transition, and that's how they built this lead.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lane.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for the Suns, Dragic is out there with Johnson. Then it's Gortat. Then there's Beasley. And it's Dudley in at the small forward position. Now here's Beasley after the miss from Pau Gasol. No good from Beasley.
And I'm not sure anybody had a more difficult job than Mike Brown last year. Obviously a big market, stars on its roster, but more importantly, replacing a legend and trying to change the offensive system. Remember, the Lakers ran the triangle for about a decade.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, I think it's accurate to call the Dwight Howard situation a saga, and it has, at least for the moment, calmed down. A trade to the Los Angeles Lakers has now thrust them squarely into the championship picture. First, the acquisition of star point guard Steve Nash, and now the best center in the league. The tough Western Conference just got tougher. Kevin?
Story of the offseason, no question. Thank you, Doris. And Mike Brown changing that offensive system. Triangle, kind of an equal opportunity offense in a system where everyone touches the ball. But in Coach Brown's system, Steve, much more responsibility really put on the point guard.
And that's why I think the addition of Steve Nash will help so much, Kevin. Nash is used to having the ball in his hands all the time, directing traffic, really creating plays. And so the Lakers will be able to rely on Nash to set the table. I thought a season ago they were really struggling offensively as a team, trying to figure out where they were going to score and how they were going to attack defenses.
Here's Meeks. Good, and the assist goes to Nash.
Costly mistake at the other end to set up that fast break.
That's what you want to do after the turnover. Push the ball up the floor and strike quickly.
Brown kicks it over to Arenas. Another three for Phoenix.
You know, for a while, Kevin, it seemed as though the Suns were looking to slow things down a bit, but last year, Coach Alvin Gentry picked up the pace again and encouraged his team to get out and shoot more threes.
And here's Nash. Gilbert Arenas getting it to go from deep. Meeks dishes to Hill. Clock at 6. And again, it's the Lakers.
Sometimes, Kevin, you can just look at a guy's release and immediately recognize that he's a born shooter. And that's the case with Meeks. Beautiful form. Just has a natural way of getting that ball to go through the hoop.
Ever since his college days at Kentucky, he's been one of the best shooters on the planet, and that hasn't changed. You just can't leave him alone anyplace. Here's Brown. That's blocked. From 7. And it's Howard finishing it off. And now it's a 3-point Laker lead. And the Suns call time here. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Lakers team. While we have a chance, let's take a look at the teams that led the NBA in rebounding last season. The Lakers second.
There's not a whole lot to complain about with these numbers. I mean, they made a commitment to rebounding last year, and it was obvious. It showed on a consistent basis. They put great effort into rebounding the ball last season.
Metta World Peace, he's checked in for the Lakers. Kobe comes in for Meeks. Kobe with the steal. 3-on-3. Nash, the pass to Howard. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Nash has got 4 assists in the game.
Look at the combination of size and touch. That's why he's a great finisher down low.
That's good.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
Lakers leading by 3. Pass to Howard. World Peace. Lakers passing it around. Brown against Kobe. Good luck. No good from Howard.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
From outside the arc, another 3 for Phoenix. Lakers have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Now here's Nash. Defense is right there. Here's World Peace. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Nash has got assist number 5 here tonight. Telfair kicks to Douglas. Gives him the lead pass. And stolen by Barnes. Outside, Kobe. Back to Nash. Backs down. Kobe against Brown. Here's World Peace. Tries again. Howard.
Rough and rugged down there in the low post.
That's his trademark. Hard rebounds, hard finishes, up high and down hard.
And he never stops working. That's what I really appreciate about him, guys.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Scola dishes to Douglas. Back to Scola. Brown outside. 5 to shoot. A 3-ball. Rejected by Kobe. But they get it there. Whoops, there's a 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. 7 seconds left now here in the second. Good if it goes. No good trying to beat the buzzer. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
Your Lakers.
Lakers lead by 4.
The Suns 30.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome, I'm Damon Bruce. A great game going on out at Staples Center. The Los Angeles Lakers in front against Phoenix. They're off to a hot start this season. They'd like to continue that hot streak in this game. A terrific first half for Dwight Howard. He has 8 points, and his field goal percentage has been great. A lot of high-quality looks. And giving it their all, the Phoenix Suns. Their second unit giving them instant offense. They've gone to their bench for scoring, and they've answered the call. Some textbook basketball from Gilbert Arenas. He continues to stand out, and his head coach is thrilled with the way he's been playing lately. Let's start by looking at seeing what's on tap in the NBA. The Houston...
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first. Third quarter starting here now. It's been a clinic from Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, give him credit. He's been very selective with his shots, and it's paying off for him and his team.
You know, he's taking exactly what the defense is giving him, and he's not forced anything. That's exactly how you should play the game, in my opinion.
The incredible post duo of Powell and Dwight together inside. The star-studded backcourt of Nash and Kobe. And it's Jamison in at the three, the small forward. That's the group for Mike Brown as we get going here in the second half.
Well, guys, with Kobe, it's all about the ability to create his own shot wherever and whenever he wants. And he does it with a combination of size, speed, and tremendous footwork.
Yeah, Steve, but it doesn't end there. I mean, even if you do manage to stick with him and get a hand in his face, it really doesn't matter. Hands just don't seem to bother him at all. His concentration level and confidence at such a high mark. Once he gets it going, there's really no slowing him down.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Fellas, the Phoenix Suns aren't one of the top-tier defensive teams in the league, but last season they did have their best defensive efficiency of the last 4 seasons. One of the possible keys, they simplified things. Jared Dudley said, we're running just one pick-and-roll coverage and covering the post one certain way. Before, when you had 3 or 4 ways of covering, you'd get mixed up. Kevin?
Well, Doris, sometimes it makes sense to keep it simple. Thanks. 4 on the clock. That's good.
You know, Coach Alvin Gentry has done a nice job in Phoenix maintaining that high-scoring style that they've established over the last decade. He's also made them and kept them respectable defensively.
And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. Second is Dwight Howard.
Well, I tell you what, this guy probably did not want the season to come to an end the way he was shooting the ball. He wanted to keep going.
Gasol passes to Nash. He kicks to Jamison. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. And that's 10 points for Jamison. And Steve, before Alvin Gentry took over, the Suns toyed with a slower pace, but he got them back to running, and he's not looked back.
Yeah, Gentry did an amazing job in Phoenix when he took over as head coach, and that's why he's still there. He really gained the trust of the players right away. He got back to that style that's really most conducive to that talent. And, now it's going to be interesting. Without Nash, can you still run with Goran Dragic running the point? I think so. But this will be Gentry's biggest challenge now, not being able to rely on one of the great point guards of all time.
Suns trail by 3. Howard's out with the ball, and it's Howard picking him up. Now here comes Nash, leading the break. Here's Gasol. Kobe, he's guarded by Dragic. Over Arenas, and he finishes nicely on the layup. And the Lakers lead by 5.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played.
Well, you think about the trade that brought Pau Gasol to the Lakers. That's what transformed them into a championship team, because he gave them that interior presence, passing ability as a big man, and the complement to Kobe Bryant. It's been a huge factor in L.A.
And Gortat kicks to Beasley. They get the rebound. Gortat dishes to Beasley. Arenas passes to Gortat. Howard with the steal, and it's the Lakers on the break. Nash gathers, and Kobe the bucket with the assist by Nash. Nash has got assist number 7 for him tonight. Going back to Gasol, his ability to play both the center and the power forward position has been a huge help.
Yeah, always one of my favorite players to watch, Pau Gasol. Quick, skilled, he's 7 feet tall, every bit of it. Can play the floor and face up and hurt people. I think he's gotten better each and every year he's been in L.A., and that's a testament to his work ethic.
Lakers leading by 5. Kobe goes in. Blanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the layup. Kobe's got 13 points.
You can't fault what he's been doing out there. Some really impressive shooting.
For 3, Beasley. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. And that's now 7 points for Beasley. Now here's Nash. He's guarded by Dragic. Nash gets a screen from Howard to the paint. And the Lakers tack on 2 more.
Doing a nice job of knocking down jump shots, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, Steve. I mean, their mid-range game has been formidable and right on task. Really picking this defense apart. So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash-mouth basketball, taking it inside.
No one near him. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Nash has got his 8th assist in the game. Scola. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Luis Scola, for his career, one of the more underrated big men in the league. But last season, his production wasn't really up to his usual standards. Numbers down a little bit across the board, but, still in his early 30s. I feel like he's got plenty left in his career.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And the Suns here with a different look. Channing Frye's checked in for Gortat. Johnson comes in for Michael Beasley. Shannon Brown, he's checked in for Gilbert Arenas. And it's Marshall in for Goran Dragic. Offensive rebound. Outside, Meeks. Can't hit. Here's Marshall. Fires the 3. And he beat the buzzer. But it's no good. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the 4th quarter.
Coming up next Wednesday night, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on...
As the 4th quarter gets rolling here, let's check out our Sprite Uncontainable Game. Let's go to Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, our uncontainable game in this one, the stretch by the Lakers. No signs of them slowing up at all as they are sharp and keep finding ways to extend their lead. Not a lot of teams in this league can pull off a dominating performance like this one.
Thanks, Doris. And guys, when you can put together that sort of streak that builds the momentum in a big way for your team, it's something.
Always, Kevin. I mean, it's impossible for a stretch like that not to influence the outcome of a game.
When you're on the wrong side of a run like that, there's not a whole lot you can do. We'll see soon enough if that's indeed what makes the difference today.
On the court for the Suns, filling out the wings of Brown and Denton. Beasley out there with Gortat, and it's Dragic in at the 1. Left side, Brown. Feeds to Gortat. Pass to Dragic. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do when a team gets this hot from three-point land.
All you can really do is hope that they cool off. I mean, the way it's going for them in the second half here, I don't see any sign of that happening.
Kobe, he's covered by Brown. Kobe kicks to world peace. Back to Kobe. 6 to shoot. There's the dish to world peace. Rebound by the Suns. There's the pass to Gortat. That's good. And the Suns lead by 1. Clark and Steve, neither team with a big advantage here in the 4th quarter.
5 times we've had the lead switch so far. I mean, back and forth we go.
And I think that total could rise, Clark, because 2 evenly matched teams playing a tough game.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin, Mike Brown was just going over the plan with his team. He told them to stick with what's worked to this point, saying, listen, they're giving us all the space we need inside. Let's take advantage of it. Keep working the ball inside the paint.
Scola dishes to Beasley. Scola sets a screen for Beasley. Dragic kicks it over to Arenas. Fires for three. Great D that time from Nash. And for the Lakers, they're shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. Lakers working the ball around now. Kobe with the bucket.
Just an unbelievable display of offense here today.
Well, it seems like every shot that goes up finds its way to the hoop. I mean, every player is sharp and on target.
Outside, Jamison. Fires from the wing. No good from Gasol.
Typically, he's pretty dependable on those open jump shots.
Arenas kicks to Dragic. That's good, and Arenas with the assist. And Clark, we've seen some great competition in this one.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, looking at the lead changes really kind of tells the story of this game.
Yeah, what's that, 7 lead changes already here? So this is a great matchup, guys. Two competitive teams going at it.
Here's Jamison. That drops.
You see him get so many points that way because the effort is there constantly on the offensive glass.
Shannon Brown. He's checked in for Phoenix. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. In low to Scola. Reverses. And he zips to the basket and lays it in.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. How about trying, guys?
Backing down is Bryant. And that one's good. Kobe's got 12 points here in the second half.
Another inside bucket. They've had a huge edge in points in the lane.
That's what every coach preaches, inside out, reversible clothing.
Beasley for 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Arenas. 10 points for Beasley.
What a great game. This looks like it could go right down to the wire.
Well, you talk about what happens in close games. Mistakes are magnified. Both teams have to be very careful down the stretch here.
Jamison, he's covered by Brown. They get a hand on it. A nice shot by Howard.
They got the ball into the ideal position, and he didn't flub the finish that time, guys.
Here's Beasley. Again, Phoenix.
Things are finally turning around for him. He's looked pretty good here in this half.
And Kobe, here we go. Kobe can't get that one to fall.
Boy, that was a tough one because if that goes down, you tie the score.
You know they wanted it to go down. They put together a nice run. That would have tied it.
Arenas, guarded by Kobe. Arenas passes to Bryant. That's in, coming off an assist from Arenas. Arenas has got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, he wasn't going to miss that. I mean, they were way too late to get to him out there.
Nash kicks to Gasol. Jamison. It's good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
That had to feel good.
Yeah, he exhaled as that one went down.
And it's Arenas penetrating. Yes!
Sweet finish there, showing you some major strength and the ability to sky.
I rode that elevator right to the top floor.
Explosive hops. I'll tell you what, he can really catch you off guard.
It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And right now, he can do no wrong. Everything's working for him this quarter.
The kick out to Brown. From downtown! Laces one from 3.
What a fantastic performance from long range.
Well, that's been his territory all game, Steve.
He dishes it to Jamison. Connects! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, it didn't take long to get those 3 points back.
Nope, an immediate answer right there. Right back at you.
Goran Dragic is checked in for Shannon Brown. Here's Dragic from outside. Rebound by Antoine Jamison. And the Lakers call time here. They're losing by 2. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, we'll see what they come up with. Plenty of time. If they execute, they should be able to get a good look here.
I agree with you, Steve, but I'd like to see him pound it inside and try to get to the rim.
Nash kicks to Gasol. He feeds it to Jamison. Dishes to Kobe. Got it! Kobe! He has has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot. Big time bucket there, Clark.
And Kevin, the crowd is loving it.
Well, they know exactly how big that shot was.
Here's Dragic from outside. Bullseye! Boy, that was a big shot.
And that one just flattened this crowd, Kevin.
Yeah, nothing you can do as a fan after a shot like that. So shake your head.
69. The Suns, 72.